All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart. Man, I could never hold these upright for The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart, both published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Below Zero by C.J. Box. This is book number 9 in Mr. Box's Joe Pickett Wyoming-based mystery series. Now, if you followed my channel at all this summer, you know that C.J. Box is my new obsession, and these Joe Pickett novels are absolutely fucking dope, and I love every one of them. I've got the entire set right up there. You can see them. We're going to be reviewing them all because I love this stuff. You know, C.J. Box, just within the span of one summer, has leapt into my top 3 mystery writers of all time, right after Mr. Dennis Lehane, who wrote Gone Baby Gone, Mystic River, Shutter Island, and Michael Connelly, who wrote the Harry Bosch series. Number 3, man, this guy is good. This guy makes writing mystery novels look effortless. Just everything about them is seamless and perfect. From the characterization to the descriptions of the Wyoming landscape, to the bloodiness of the crimes, to the characterizations and the dialogue and everything, the pacing, goddamn, just every fucking thing about these books is dynamite. Now, so why do I like this so much? Well, first of all, it's about a game warden in Wyoming. My uncle was a game warden in southern Utah, so I know a little bit about that world. I myself have worked in law enforcement for, about 14 years, so I know the world. I know what we're talking about. And C.J. Box gets it right. Another thing I love about these books is Joe Pickett's family. We'll get into the mystery and the plot in a second here, but let's talk about the family. After 9 books, we have followed Joe Pickett and his family through some crazy adventures. And he's got 2 daughters, and one of them's 17 now in this book, and the other one's 12 or something like that. And they used to have a dog named Maxine, but Maxine, thank goodness, died off screen. She died somewhere in between book 8 and book 9, and they've buried her. It's a good thing we didn't have to watch poor Maxine die, but now they've got a new dog named Tube, and so we'll get to follow the adventures of the Joe Pickett family and their dog Tube instead of Joe Pickett family and their dog Maxine. Now we got another. I'm telling you, this is the best book about people taking tours of fancy RVs that I've ever read. That's basically what this is about. People, I want to take a tour of your RV. And they're like, okay, cool, come on in. And then we'll shoot you once we get you in there. Another thing that this is the best book I've ever read where they use potatoes as gun silencers. I don't know if that's physically possible. I don't know the physics of pistols and potatoes, and if you jam a potato onto the end of your pistol, if that will actually be a silencer or not. To me, it seems like you're just making a fucking potato mess. And the sound is going to be every bit as loud as it would be normally. I don't know. How about we try this one day for the channel? We go do like the Joe Pickett Mystery Mythbusters series, where I take stuff that happens in a Joe Pickett novels and I see if it's real. I mean, a potato on the end of your gun and it's a silencer all of a sudden? I don't know. Either way, it's the best book I've read about that subject. What happens in this book? Well, we're talking about Joe Pickett's family. He had an adoptive daughter. I talked about his 17-year-old daughter and his 12-year-old daughter. Well, he had an adoptive daughter named April in about book number 2, 3, or 4. I can't remember which one. And in that book, April was killed in a house fire / crime scene gone wrong. Okay, so April is dead. Well, this is a spoiler for one of the earlier books. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, she dies. But there's some mysterious circumstances surrounding her death. Blah, yada yada yada. jump 5 years forward, and this girl, April, who they thought was dead, starts texting the other daughters. The 17-year-old daughter is Sheridan, the 12-year-old daughter is Lucy, and April starts texting Sheridan, the 17-year-old. And they're like, oh my God, how this is her phone. This is her phone number. She's texting us. So she's texting these really weird cryptic texts. And I'm telling you, I was a little, I've given every single C.J. Box novel a 10 up until this point, and I was really kind of like not interested in this plot. I didn't know if we wanted April to be alive again. I didn't know if we wanted to resurrect that character. And by the way that the texts were going back and forth between the two daughters, like the supposedly dead daughter and the real daughter, I was just kind of like, I was hoping that this was some sort of scam. I was hoping this was some sort of, and I wasn't really buying into the novel too much. And I was going to be like, okay, is this the first CJ Box that disappoints me? Is this the first CJ Box that, and then I got to the end and I was literally crying. The last dozen pages, I was fucking bawling my eyes out. And then I'm like, no, it's a 10 now. It's a 10. He suckered me into this. By, there's a whole side plot of, that we get told from the viewpoint of another girl who has been kidnapped. Well, she's not really been kidnapped. She's sort of willingly going along / kidnapped with these two thug criminals. And we don't know whether, because she's never named until the very end, and we don't know if that is the missing girl, April. We just don't know, and we don't like her. First of all, we don't like the girl, and I didn't have a lot of sympathy for that person, so I was hoping that it would not be April. And then I was hoping that no, the stepdaughter April died back in book number 2, 3, or 4. Let's just leave her dead. And then I'm weeping tears at the end of this book. I'm just weeping. I'm like, fucking, he got me again. He got me again. He got me in the feels. And I won't tell you how this works out. I won't tell you why I was weeping in the end. It might not have anything to do with the girl plot or anything like that. It could be any number of things, because I love Joe Pickett's family. I just want everything. I want his two daughters to be okay. I want his wife to be okay. I want him to be okay. He's this game warden. He makes mistakes every step of the way. It just seems he's always bungling things. But he always, like Harry Potter. He's kind of like the Harry Potter of the mystery world. He kind of gets in his own way and people don't like him. But in the end, he saves the day. Anyway, I like this one again. Like I said, I was going to be like, oh, this is first, Below Zero is going to be the first book that I don't give 10 out of 10 stars to. And I'm like, gosh dang it, that sucks, because I was hoping we could do the whole series 10 out of 10 star. And then I got to the final dozen pages and I'm like, he got me. He fooled me. He tricked me. He got me. He did it. He blazed his way through this mystery, and it just making me thinking more disappointment. But that, that might have been the point of it, is to just reverse it at the end and just be like, no, I love it. I loved it. So we are still on a streak of 10 out of 10. Below Zero, man. Book number 9, Joe Pickett, CJ Box, 10 out of 10.